Good morning. Welcome back to Mama J's Country Gardening. I'm in Mama J's Country Kitchen right now, as you can see. Listen, camera lady, my older daughter, actually both my daughters, piece of refuge. That's Ariel. Camera lady is Latoya. Latoya and Ariel are both not well. And they're totally different situations, but one got really serious after the other one became sick. So anyway, not COVID, not a virus. However, we need to have Mama J's homemade soup. Many different ways I make this. But I need the fluids and I need the nourishment for both, okay? So I am making this morning, and I'm going to have some of this soup too. Just want you to know that. All fresh from my garden. Here's leeks. You may have remembered when if not, I have a video on my leeks. I harvested my leeks. Here's one. We love leeks in soup, stews. Also, I roast with it. But it's going in soup today. I have celery that I harvested from my garden. Don't get any fresher than that. Okay? I did show you that as well. I have bunching onions. Well, here it is. Okay, here's my onion. This is from my bunching onion. It's one of them. More like a long scallion. Anyway, that's going in there. I have a half cabbage here. That's all I'm going to use. A full bulb onion. Everything's going to get chopped. Garlic. Okay. I'll probably just put about 3 cloves. 3 of these in here. Okay. I last fall created celery salt from my celery that I grew last year. Okay. So I'm going to put a pinch of this in here. Just love flavor, you know, I love flavor, okay? Onion powder, I just have a little bit in here, and I'm going to use the rest of this. Black pepper, garlic and parsley, spice. I'm going to saute first. I'm going to stir fry, my vegetables you see here. Before I add my broth. Okay, so the seasonings and everything will be in it, but I'm just using about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to do that. That's extra virgin, but you can use vegetable oil if you like. I'm using vegetable oil. Chicken stock. Sometimes I make my stock from bouillon cubes or from stewing chicken, and I use the liquid from that in order to make my soups. Alright, and I'm going to add some rice. I have some rice that was left over from our dinner of 2 days ago, so I'm going to add that in here. So I'll let you see this when it's all done, because I'm not going to take up your time with this. But after I have chopped these vegetables up, okay, chop them up, saute them in my pot. Here's the pot. Okay. And add my spices that are right there. And, just then when I finish that, then I'll add my chicken stock, the fluid. Okay. And it's going to be a lot of stock in here. I'll also place about 3 cups of water maybe 4 in that pot, in this pot. I think it'll make 4 cups, might be even 6. You know what? As much as I can get the split off with, I'm using that entire carton of chicken stock, but I'm going to then put about 6 to 8 cups, as much as I can get, of water in there, in that pot. Okay? And this is what is going to support my family and get them better. They love my homemade soup. They love it. And many people ask me, hey, Mom J, could you make me some of your soup? Yeah, I can. That'd be my pleasure. Make them a whole pot, and I give it to them. And they're like, oh, my God, that really knocked me right. Yeah, I want to knock you right. I'm going to straighten you up. And this is all from my garden. Okay? So I'll be back when this is done. Okay, this is what it's looking like now. I chopped up all those vegetables that I showed you. I have my spices in here. This is being sauteed right now inside the olive oil, like I showed you, like I told you I would. And I already did a taste, and that's not even done yet, and it is really delicious. So, there you go. So let that cook down and soften up, and okay, let me stir this around for you. See? And I made big chops because I really want this going into my daughter's bodies, especially with the fact that this is really going to give them substance when, you know, you're not interested in eating and you got to be on a liquid diet because you're just not feeling well, and you know, I still need to get this nourishment in you. I still need to fight to get you better. And this actually puts iron in you. Yeah, it's got a lot going on here. So, see, it's really good. And I'm making big cuts because I want you to have it. Yep. Now, if I wanted to make it tiny cuts, I could have, and you just have more soupy. But this is going to be soup with all of the nourishments of this cabbage in it. Sometimes, and with leeks and so forth. Sometimes I make it with bok choy. My bok choy is growing really nicely out there. And I don't use cabbage. Sometimes it's, well, I grow right out of my garden, you know. Soups are so people make a big deal out of making soups. It's not hard to make soups. You know, look at what you got in your cabinet and in your refrigerator. You know, I'm going to add rice to this, but I don't have to, but I am. Okay? I can add some noodles to this and not have the cabbage, or have the cabbage, or have the bok choy and the noodles. It's just what you feel like. But this is what it's going to look like today. So, this one you see. Now, I can eat cabbage like this right now, but I'm not going to do it. I already tasted it. I have some wings in the oven, so I'm going to have baked wings on my plate anyway. And I'm sure Ariel will have the baked wings with her soup. Yep. Latoya is not feeling like meat today, but she hasn't had meat in her since she took sick on Wednesday night. Wednesday for dinner we had pork chops. It wasn't bad. Something was going on inside of her, and it was bigger than we could imagine. So, as much as I'm grateful it wasn't a virus, as much as I'm grateful it wasn't COVID, it wasn't anything else, but there was something growing inside of her that no lab reports had came up with, no physicals, nothing. So God said it's time that you became aware of this. And of course, He's always on time, and I'm so grateful. So So I'll be back here when this is done, okay? Yeah, I always like when you're cooking or you hear somebody making something, they make a noise with the pot. Like, oh, that's going to be something, you know, when you start hearing noise like that. Anyway, that's just a funny for you. God bless you, all right? I'll see you shortly. Okay, so I have the rice in here now, and there's the chicken that I'm going to have right there with mine. Here's the rice in here, the vegetables are in here, and the chicken stock is in here. See? You can't buy this in the store. You can't buy it in a restaurant either. Okay? But you can get this homemade soup from making it in your own home or Mama J's Country Gardening in my kitchen. Okay, so this is not done yet because I'm going to let it, you know, boil. I'll probably cook this, and I can cook it as long as I want, but I'll probably cook this for about 45 minutes to an hour, only because I love the flavor getting all up in the liquid. So to start this off, Latoya is going to have only the broth, which is going to have all of the flavors from the vegetables. That will be her lunch. Trust this, for dinner, it's going to be everything in this pot. Broth, the vegetables, the rice. Yeah. Yeah. And she's scheduled to have eye surgery on tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, September the 17th. Today is September the 16th. And she can't have anything by mouth after midnight. And we typically don't unless, you know, her sugars drop or something like that. But we pretty much are in control of that. But things happen, okay? And her being sick now is a little unpredictable. But surgery is tomorrow. We're holding on to that. That's great. We can still go forth with it. And she'll be, you know what, recuperating from everything at the same time. That's my prayer. Okay. I'll see you when I'm able to place this into a bowl. Okay. This is either the beginning or the end. It's going to be the beginning in a minute. Here's my soup. This is going to be Kimberly's. This is going to be Latoya's soup. See how the little particles go in? And this will just slide right on down her throat. Okay? I didn't give her a lot, because what's important is that I get this in her. See steam coming off there? See the flavor? Look, I can see it. It's beautiful. All right. Well, that's what Latoya's gonna have. Water and the soup. You must make it. Well, you make it your way. This is the fall. These are fall vegetables in here. But soup, I love soup all year round. All year round. God bless you. Have a blessed day, and thank you so very much for hanging out at Mama J's Country Gardening. We just made soup together.